Coach, the last several games or a few games, your team has, been battling on the boards. Pretty tough, but you've been rebounded. What do you see in Illinois as another challenge in that area?
Big bodies, the willingness to go do it. I think they similar to Rutgers in a couple ways, where they understand what their DNA is, and they have no problem with embracing it. So for us, it's all about physicality, hitting bodies.
How good is Illinois? 6 consecutive wins.
Yeah.
One can make a case as good as Michigan State is. This might be the best team that you guys have seen this year.
Yeah, really good, really good. Stayed the course. They've got some guys. Obviously, Kofi's a very, very good freshman, but you got guys like Ayo DeSumo. You got, Georgie, who's another one who's kind of been through the ups and downs in this conference and is now starting to feel some success and just an understanding of what it is and how to win in this league. So when you got a really, really good wing player in Ayo, you got some really good front court guys. Feliz understands what his identity is. They're playing at a high level. They don't really have any weaknesses. And, obviously you win, 6 in a row in this league. Very, very hard to do.
Michigan State made a pretty good effort to try to wear Daniel down and try to seems like probably good timing of another team like Illinois where he's going to have that same kind of.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in last game. And I don't know, I think with so many things, obviously the Kobe thing, I think it just felt weird to be in everybody's case, because I think that rocked everybody's world a little bit, certainly rocked mine. But after a couple of days of passing, just looking at our game, we did not play well at all. And Michigan State had a lot to do with that, but we just did not, offensively, defensively, screening, we were just not physical enough at all. And they just took us out of everything that they take a lot of teams out of, and we just had that segment there in the second half where we had to get stops, and we just didn't physically do it.
Kind of at the halfway point here, the Big Ten season, 5-5. What's worked well? What do you need to improve on?
Well, we've had some really good moments. Obviously sweeping Ohio State was great. Michigan, Penn State, obviously good wins. You still got to wrap your brain around how many new guys we have, and we don't have a lot of returns from last year. So, obviously the bright spot has certainly been Daniel and Marcus. They've had some brilliant moments. I think offensively we've been pretty good, pretty efficient. Defensively, not where we need to be by any means. So it's been there's been some good. I think the schedule's been so hard. To our guys' credit, they came back yesterday because I didn't know how they'd respond to just, obviously losing at home and laying that egg in front of such a great crowd. And, again, with all the Kobe Bryant stuff, which I think is weighing on guys, they came back yesterday and were really, really good in practice.
How much is it weighing on guys?
Well, For me, it's obviously being a father, right? As we all are. That's just devastating on so many levels. And you put yourself in their shoes as college kids who they're not living the world that we're living in because they don't have a family. They have their family, but not kids. Kids changes everything, as we all know. It's like my daughter Ava. We put her to bed last night, and she came down 15 minutes later. Said, "Can I watch the rest of the game with you?" And normally I would have put her to bed, but I said, "No, go ahead." For them. Like we showed a, so many teaching moments on film that Kobe has talked through that are lessons for our guys. And we showed him a film yesterday of Kobe, his rookie year, in the playoffs, airballed 4 shots in a row, I think, down the clutch. And there was a really good thing that we put together for our guys to just, how do you respond from failure and all those things. But, Kobe was, again, we've said it, a lot of people have said it, he's this generation's Michael Jordan. And, there's guys that just emulated him, loved him, et cetera. So, hopefully I just told them, I said, unfortunately, you're going to deal with this. It's life. And the older you get, you have a little bit more perspective, but you have to find a way to learn from it and become a better person, without getting too religious and spiritual about whatever it is that you believe. The bottom line is through tragedy, if you can find a way to be a better person and embrace life every single day and not take it for granted, then maybe something good will come out of it.
Do you kind of view this as a pretty pivotal stretch in the season, 10 games left, and you've got a lot of chances to get those upper
I'll
quad
say.
1, quad 2 wins before?
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, it's the bottom line is we want to get in the NCAA tournament or not. We're right there, right kind of on that bubble. And when you got 10 games left, you got an opportunity to go win some really good ones. And, it was important to steal that one at Ohio State. Can you go get one versus a very confident Illinois team, a very well-coached team, a talented team? It's going to be a challenge, but you got some great opportunities right in front of you. Got to take advantage of them.
Do you see a minimum win mark in these last 10 or 11 tournaments?
Don't really think of that. It just depends on who you beat. I do know this. Of the 10, I think 8 of 10 are quad ones. So many variables go into it. And I'm not one of those like ignore the schedule. I don't even know who we play after Wisconsin, but I understand how to win in this league and what it takes to win in this league. And fortunately for us versus maybe some other conferences, there's opportunities right in front of you.
With your 3-point shooting in Big Ten play, it seems
It's been abysmal.
yeah, and also 3-point defense. How do you? I mean, do you show those stats to the guys? And
Yeah,
especially defensively?
got to make shots, guys. Don't know what else to tell you. I mean, we're getting some open looks. First Michigan State, we're wide open. We got to hit them. That's the name of the game. And if you're not hitting them, you got to drive the ball, and you got to get fouled, and you got to do those things. But if you're shooting those percentages, you better be nasty defensively. And we've had moments, but you can't look at those numbers and then try to just outshoot people. They're not going to work.
With guys like Gabe and Peyton, we talk to them. Shooters going to shoot. They're just going to keep shooting, even though they're 1 for 10 or whatever it is. How do you, harp on them that getting to the basket, the paint touches, the getting. The
I just think that when Amir went pro, you can't have Gabe and Peyton be the same player. Like you can't. You can't sit there and be one-dimensional because you're easy to guard. And, like I was saying with Amir, he was such a good slasher. Dupree was such a good slasher. And we kind of had problems with those two in the sense of they weren't great shooters at times, but we were really good to get to the foul line. Well, you can't be one-dimensional, like I said. And Gabe's gotten better at driving. I think Peyton needs to get better as well.
How do you sort of teach that balance in a given game where maybe they aren't falling? How do they know when to?
Yeah, during timeouts when you're looking at the numbers, like last game we're 1 for 15 or whatever from 3, and it's like, hey guys, like let's dial down, the threes for whatever reason. The biggest thing that you can't do is you can't come into a shell. You can't be shell shocked when you miss shots because there's so many other ways to affect the team and to impact winning that you got to get over it. And you know what? Sometimes they're not falling, right? So do something else. And it's just a learning lesson for some young guys.
On Peyton, do you like the looks he's been getting?
do.
Mechanically, things are good.
Yeah, I think his ankle injuries slowed him down a little bit. I do think that he's probably not 100% with the ankle, but yeah, I think he's getting good looks. I think they both are.
Hey, with the quad 1 and 2 stuff, are those calculated at the time of the game or is it at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think they go at the end of the season. Yeah. So like, Clemson, we want them to be a quad 2, I believe,
Michigan changed.
Michigan, I haven't looked at it recently, but yeah, Michigan and Ohio State and we want those guys to keep winning, and Penn State and so on. But yeah, it's all calculated at the end.
No more.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.